Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your mid-July love reading. I'm so happy to welcome you back to the channel. If this is your first time at the channel, thank you so much for joining me today. I am grateful for you and I appreciate you, taking the time to look at your love reading for the month of mid-July here with me today. I am using the Modern Witch or the Everyday Witch, I can't remember which one, tarot. And so we're gonna pull some cards and we're gonna take a look at what's going on for you for mid-July. So for some of you that are returning subscribers, you'll see obviously this is not my normal background. This is not my normal setting. There isn't even a refrigerator behind me. I'm just in a temporary location until I get on a plane to go back to Phoenix, and then everything will be back to normal. I'm currently in Washington right now. I was attending the Renaissance Fair. So, okay, let's go ahead and lay these out. Another thing I wanted to mention is that I always try to make these readings about 10 minutes long. And if this reading resonates with you and if you feel called to dive deeper into your reading and if you want to look more into, the cards that we've pulled today, I create extended readings for everybody, always about 10 minutes approximately in length, $4.44 for the video. So if you're interested in that, there is a link down below in the video description. And you can get access to the extended reading for you for the month of mid-July, okay? Alrighty. So let's see what we got going on. So I'm seeing you taking a bit of a break from love, and I think that this is necessary because it's going to lead you into a path with a certain character, okay? I've got the King of Pentacles in the upright. And for me, this is in the position that represents, like the final outcome, the end of this chapter of this story of the cards that we're pulling here today, right? And so the King of Pentacles represents the earth sign. So this can represent Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. And so you could be dealing with an earth sign. And you could have actually potentially already have met this person or have had some kind of an experience with this person because we have the Ace of Pentacles as well. And this is in the recent past, okay? So this could be having met this person before, maybe as a child or, earlier on in your lifetime, or it could also mean that you had gone through like some kind of a career, like some kind of new introduction to a career or like an opportunity for financial gain of some kind. It could be one of the two. But because this is a love reading, I'm mostly picking up that this is someone that you might have already known. And I think what's going on is that this person is, you have a soul contract with this person. You've got the World in the reverse. And so the World in the reverse is always about, so the World in the upright honestly is about like undergoing different chapters, different cycles within life. And so if you're looking at it, if you're familiar with tarot at all, you'll see that the major, like the tarot is 78 cards, right? And within that tarot spread, it's split into two different major sections, the major arcana and the minor arcana. And the major arcana, well, I'll say first, the minor arcana is the ancestor of the 52 card playing deck. It has the ace through the king. It just has 4 extra cards, which are the pages. So instead of going jack, queen, king, like we're used to, it goes page, knight, queen, king, okay? Now, the other section of the deck is called the major arcana, and this represents like archetypes or characters or like chapter events. It's very similar to the hero's journey. If you guys remember in high school, that was a storyline that you learned about, in English class, and it teaches you about the journey a hero or a protagonist within a book takes as they go from like the beginning of their quest to the end chapter of like defeating the villain, or, you know, conquering or winning the quest, what have you. And so within that, the world represents the end of that journey, the end of that cycle. And this particular card, this particular rendition of the world, it's very much, it reminds me a little bit of the Fool, actually, because it still kind of has that quality of like going with the flow, letting things fly with the wind and seeing where things will take you. Now, the reversal of this, since we did have it come up in the reverse, what this usually means for me is that this is a karmic cycle, that rather than letting it go and moving on to the next adventure, there's difficulty in doing so. And so instead of learning the lesson and moving on over and over and over again, rather, did I say that right? Rather than learning the lesson and moving on, you're stuck in the same cycle and you can't move on until you learn the lesson, okay? So what's really interesting for me too, that I'm noticing in these cards, is that you have basically half pentacles and then half swords with one cup in here. And pentacles, again, represent the earth element, so it can represent financial prosperity, career, but physical gains, physical means. And then swords is mental. It's the air element, so it represents any kind of intellectual thinking, higher level thinking. It can also represent anxiety, depression, that kind of a thing. And so for you right now, where you are in life is you're feeling lost in terms of your love life. You could have gone through a breakup, you could be single, or you could even be in a relationship with this King of Pentacles character right now. Keep in mind, this is a general reading, right? But there's this need, there's this inner need for something more, and to find passion beyond what is currently here, and to find something deeper and more meaningful than what you currently have. That's what I'm seeing for you with this love reading, okay? And, you know, there's major progression going that way. Subconsciously, you're exhausted. You have the Four of Swords. Maybe you've been dealing with a significant amount of relationships coming in and out. And again, you're feeling like you're seeing that same karmic cycle of reliving the same relationship, but maybe with a different person each time over and over, or it could even be with that same person, where it just feels like you aren't escaping from the cycle that you experience when you are in a relationship. Now, I think you're gonna find some change though, because one of the biggest reasons why I believe that you keep going through these karmic cycles is because you're struggling to overcome a fear that you have, potentially of abandonment, of lacking financial means. You know, there's some kind of need for security and safety going on here. And I think that when you feel like you don't have that Cancer, I mean, this is a very cancerous way to feel, because Cancer is, you know, the eternal mother figure of all the zodiac signs. Is it represents the need to mother, the need for a home, the need for protection of that kind. And it doesn't matter if you're male or female, you know, that's just kind of the personality that you have, is you're very passionate about family and home and, you know, feeling that sense of safety. And I think that that is something that you're working on overcoming, is, you know, releasing that fear that it's not going to happen for you. You have the Nine of Swords in the reverse. The Nine of Swords is a card that can represent being stuck in anxiety, depression, agoraphobia, you know, anything of that kind, where you feel either stuck in your own head or in your body, and it just feels as though you can't escape, right? It being in the reverse tells me that you're moving down the path of letting those fears and anxieties go and just flowing like we talked about with the world before. And I think that it's going to happen by letting go finally of this fear that we were talking about, this fear of abandonment, and really taking control of your situation and focusing on following the things that bring you joy. 5 of Cups, okay? 5 of Cups is a card that I like to say is a combination of the three of Cups and the 2 of Cups, because it always represents a person focusing on the loss of 3. 3 of Cups represents heartbreak, sorrow, potentially also a breakup, but it's the loss of something or someone. Could mean anything from the death of a family member to a breakup. Again, it always depends on the context. For you, it could depend on, either of those things, because there isn't really much indication. I mean, it could represent the end of a relationship, but I think that there's something deeper going on here, because I was saying that there was this fear of abandonment. And I think that it could be in relation to the childhood that you've experienced, right? So there's so much focus on this fear, and yet there isn't much recognition of the other 2 cups behind you. And the 2 of Cups represents, it's the coming together of 2 souls, the friendship, the lovers, the twin flame, the soulmate connection. Now, it very well could be this King of Pentacles symbol. It could be an earth sign, or this could even represent rebuilding a relationship with your father, rebuilding, giving yourself that sense of stability by saying that you don't need to rely on the other partner for your safety, and that you can do this for yourself. The King and Queen of Pentacles are also representative of like the mother and father figure, which I find super interesting, because Cancer, you are a water sign, and yet you represent, the mothering aspect of life. And I think that that's why you probably get along so well with other earth signs, is because you just get each other on that kind of a level, right? And so, yeah, so it's saying, you need to keep following this need for something more, something better. And rather than focusing in on, relationship after relationship, how can you provide these needs for yourself rather than relying on someone else to do it, or to even potentially push people away when you feel like they are not? So that's what I'm going to clarify, is I want to look deeper at this King of Pentacles character. I want to understand, is this in relation to a father figure? Is this in relation to a relationship? Is this something that you need to work on for yourself? So if you're interested in that, you can again join me in the link down below for the extended reading. Let me go ahead and pull some oracles. Yes. Oh, I love this for you, Cancer. Self-worth. Okay. I'm kind of feeling like this is the King of Pentacles within your own heart. It's saying you are worthy, you do not need to be abandoned, and you deserve to find that home, that you feel that sanctuary. And then we also have encouragement. So again, it's that little niggle that you're feeling on the inside. It's maybe if you're getting signs from the universe to move in a specific direction, listen to it. And you'll be on the right track. Instead of trying to focus on bringing in a relationship and having that person provide you the needs that you are asking for, just provide it for yourself. Love that for you as well. Okay. Wow. Oh, yay. All right. I started with this one, Torch. Spiritual enlightenment, spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding. And then we have Bear, danger, especially in money matters. So, okay, so this could be talking about like that fear of abandonment, that fear of financial security and relying on someone else. Maybe this could also be saying that you got out of a relationship and now you're stressing about money. And then finally, Forest, muddled, unclear thinking. So this is saying you really need to dive deep and get very clear about what it is that you want. And again, listening to that niggle that we talked about before, which is, I really believe it's that fear of abandonment aspect. And then love. Okay? Love is capable. Love is always there for you. You are unconditionally loved, relationship or not. And so know and believe that you are supported by people who love and care for you. And there is that relationship out there for you. I think it first starts with rediscovering your own self-worth. Okay? All right, Cancer, I'm going to jump over into the extended reading. If you feel called to join me there, I would love to see you there. If not, I will see you in the next video.